land, I'm supposed to be helping out at a shop with a cop meeting. They do a big thing where they get the kids in the area and the cops take them shopping and stuff. And I'm supposed to help hand out food. And so I think I'll get off the plane, come home, drop my stuff off, go do that. I was like, man, I'm going to go from Hawaii weather to 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, cold Idaho weather. And I like states that have mountains, which is why I'm
Yes.
up.
The older you get, the harder it is to get to know people. You know,
Sure.
especially in our world we have today, it's kind of strange. Some
It's
people,
almost it's almost like you want to join like an ATV club or something like that, or
yeah, yeah.
outdoor activity club or something where you can be involved. That way, you have meeting times and get to know people.
Oh, yeah.
Just 4 kids and one
Okay.
grandchild.
Oh, you do? Yeah.
Yeah.
How old's your grandchild?
She just turned 2. Yeah,
Oh,
just a little over 2 years old.
don't they just give you a place that's full of love you didn't even know you had?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
So all my kids were here together and we did family photos,
oh,
and
nice.
so I got to spend a week with all of my babies together at the same time.
Oh, and they were still all in school, so it was kind of like I don't know if we'll ever all get together.
Yeah,
What's
it's definitely a
one
feat
good? Go
when
ahead.
everybody lives. I say it's definitely a feat when everybody lives all over the place.
Oh,
So
yeah. It makes it tough when they all start to leave home. It's
yeah,
like, hmm. I see some of my relatives where all the kids stay real close. Nobody goes very far, and it's like, I wonder how they did that.
I like living in Texas, and we moved to Oklahoma, lived there for about 3 years. We moved there because my 2 teenage kids lived there, and I wanted to be able to see them through till graduation.
Oh yeah.
And I got to meet a lot of people in Oklahoma, and just talking to so many people. When I tell them, I'd say I've been in 48 out of 50 states, and they're like, I've been to like 4.
Yeah.
And they have no desire to travel or go see anything different. I'm like, man, there's just such a big world out there. Just the United
Oh,
States, like,
yeah.
yeah, let's go see the world, but man, our country has so many different things to go
Oh,
and see
so
and do.
amazing.
And I get to cross Hawaii off, so that'll be 49, and then
Oh,
Alaska will
cool.
be left. So I'm
Oh,
super
nice.
excited. Once I get to Alaska, I'm going to be able to say I've been to every state.
That is so awesome. Alaska's a cool place. I've got a couple of friends up there, and I've never been there. Um, but it's like, yeah, that's one place I like to go fishing or go hunting or something when I'm up there.
Every time I talk to one of my friends about it, and they're up there like, I'll go with you. Just let me
Yeah,
know when you're going. I'll go. I'm like,
yeah.
it must be that great.
Oh,
I love the company and I love what they offer, and their coffee is by far one of the best coffees I've ever had. So when I started out as a handyman, I kind of hit the ground running and got busy. And then um, when I really looked at it, I said, if I'm going to work a 6 day, I can make more money as a handyman working that 6 day than I can sitting at a farmer's market or a booth. Absolutely love what I do as a handyman.
oh,
So
that is so cool.
there's still a few people that call me about coffee, and I refer them. They still go on the website and buy it, and
Yeah.
I'm happy every single day.
Oh,
Um,
that's good. That's so important.
yeah, so there's days I come home and I'm frustrated, and um, my frustration is more I want to figure out how to solve the problem that I have so that I can make my customers happy. And
Right.
um, yeah, sometimes a little research helps, and taking a day to sit down at a computer and watch videos or whatever to figure out how to solve my problem is all I got to
Yeah.
do.
Oh,
Just
nice.
move forward.
What's a typical call for you, or are they not typical? Is everyone so different from each other?
They're all different.
Yeah.
I have a lot of long-term customers that I do work for.
Okay.
And then so I have one customer has Parkinson's, and it's not that he's not able to, he's not able to, but he if he could he would, but he just
Right.
needs help, and so um, in the wintertime, if it snows, I go over and just do his driveway without even talking to him,
Oh,
make sure
no.
he's okay. But I'll go over there and change his lights out if I need to for him, or change the battery in a smoke detector, just whatever it takes, and I think a lot of my business I've grown by just being out there for this community and knowing that I can take care of them and um, help them out. And then I started doing houses, like remodeling houses, and
Oh,
that's just grown. So um,
nice.
yeah, so I do big, large jobs that take me 6 to 8 weeks to complete.
Yeah.
Um, an entire job, but then I do a lot of small jobs, flooring and things like that, and all of it's word of mouth.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So I did a floor a couple months ago for a lady, and one of the people she works with happened to be over at her house, saw our floor and loved it so much. He's like, "Hey, can you come over to my house and do that?" So,
Awesome.
um,
I
you
wish
know,
you were close by here. Boy, do we have projects that need done. The new thing is, we walk out the front door, and just as you step on the carpet, it's like the floor farts. I am not kidding. It sounds exactly like a fart. And it's like, are you kidding me? You almost wish you had the grandkids in the house just so you could make them laugh.
there you
But
go. How are those
yeah,
wolfhounds of yours?
oh, she's so good. I love her. Let's see. She might be outside. Yeah, now that wolfhound, she's amazing. She's just
Yeah,
so nice. And
that's
she's got enough energy to keep up with a puppy. I think sometimes it's like, go away, puppy. But most of the time she keeps up with her, and the puppy's actually really fast. And I don't know if that's because the wolfhound is so fast that she just wants to keep up with her, and that's what's happened, or if she was just naturally going to be that fast. But it's pretty surprising.
continues to learn, and so she's right now she's working on getting I don't know exactly what it's called, so you're gonna have to forgive me, but it's something to do with the elderly, where she's able to go in and kind of show them their options for they're buying a house, how that kind of rolls into something for their kids, and
Oh, nice.
and other ways to protect people that are older and retired, so they don't get taken advantage of by the banks and things like that. And so she's trying to really work on that. It's kind of her passion, that, and you know she does the stuff like I said with Shop with the Cop, where she's on the board there, and so she's trying to make a difference in this town.
When you have people like yourselves who come in and try to do the best that you can, and I think there's more people coming in who do want to see it be better and grow, and I think that makes a huge difference.
Oh,
Sometimes it
sure.
only takes one person, and it just starts having that domino effect of, yeah, we need to do better.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Wow. So what does your son do?
He's an electrician.
Oh, so you work together?
No.
Oh no.
he
Oh,
he uh he told me he doesn't like residential. He works commercial electric. He works for Rocky Mountain Electric, and
okay.
he loves it. Loves his job.
Oh, wonderful. Oh man, there's nothing as good as doing what you love.
A dog that is a lab mastiff doodle mix,
Oh man.
but she looks like the Idaho sheepdogs that they use here.
Oh, really?
Idaho, what do they call them? Can't remember what they're called, but they're a breed that kind of started up here.
Oh,
She is,
wow.
and she's absolutely gorgeous. She's a wire hair, um, and she's got probably the calmest demeanor I've ever seen in a dog. She's happy as can be all the time,
Oh.
especially when she first sees us. She jumps around like she's Tigger. Um, and tries to get you to hold her, and she's
Oh
80
yeah.
pounds. She's only a year and a half old.
Oh yeah. Well, that'll keep going for another 3.5 years.
Yeah. But that's his joy right there.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody's a friend, wants to talk to everybody.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
okay
that's
with
really
that.
good. Yeah. I keep looking at that painting behind you. Is that, yeah.
Krista's sister actually did that a long time ago.
Oh,
And I don't know how Krista got it, but when we moved here, I was like, I'm hanging this on the wall. And she's like, that? And I was like, Connie painted it. Why wouldn't I?
yeah. Oh, it's
So,
nice.
so it sits up there. It's yeah.
Was it the farmstead? Or is it
No,
just
it's just a picture of mountains and scenery.
okay? Okay. Yeah, I'm so far away. So, oh, wow. That's even prettier up close. Look at that. That's pretty with the lupines and stuff there. Cool.
Yeah.
So I'll show you my walls a little bit.
Oh
Um,
wow.
this is my art gallery. Finally, I've got all the walls full of just family and friends that have done things, and it's like I finally get to enjoy them, get to unpack them, and actually enjoy them.
Yeah. I'll show you something Chris and I started doing probably when my oldest was a little kid. And every place we've ever been, we do this. Um, but we take all the kids' work. I don't know where you flip. Oh, there you flip. So this is all of my kids'
Yeah,
artwork. So and
love the
that's
hand.
yeah.
That's
So
cute.
they do all sorts of artwork, and we have other stuff. Like I did that for Krista. So,
Nice.
but yeah. So our room is decorated in our kids' artwork, so we can look at that
Oh,
every day.
I love that. I really like having the artwork from my family and friends around. I've got more on the other wall.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's people have paintings of that somebody else did, and it's like, well, I know everybody who painted what I have. And I've got stuff that my mom did, and she's no longer with us. So those are pretty precious. And I've got a saw, those old saw blades that you used to cut trees, person on each end. I've got, I've got the painting she put on paper and she did for me, especially for me. And um, but then she did another one that's on a blade. But I have one that her friend that my dad worked with him for years and years, and his wife became a really great artist. And so I've got that saw blade up above my window in the living room. Have your family
Awesome.
stuff around you. It's like you feel their heart in it.
Yeah, makes it personal. Yeah, I love the fact that you looked at me as somebody to talk to in the entrepreneurial world.
Oh yeah.
I I've grown my business by word of mouth. I've never advertised, and I do have a Google page out there, Scenic
Okay.
Mountain Handyman on Google, and I actually had a lady reach out to me that needed some cabinetry redone and fixed, and I love antiques and restoring them, and I've done some work here in town with some people, and yeah, so she said she saw my information on there and was asked me if I could come in and help her do some restoration. And so I was able to restore
Cool.
some of her old stuff. And then she sent me pictures because she wanted to stain it. So I went in and did the repair work for her, and she was just absolutely amazed at how it looked when she got done and some of the repairs I was able to get taken care of for her.
Oh, good, good. Yeah, because that's hard work. That
Yeah,
but you're working with something that was done um, with tools and things that we normally don't have anymore, and to get them to match up and to line up and to look original, that's a real talent to have.
yeah. So I did a antique piece. One of my clients, moved here from Oregon, and in the trip, this antique piece that had been in his family fell apart. And I asked him, I said, "Do you want it original, same nails, things like that, or do you want me to put it back together? Because all it is to you is a family piece." And so, he said, "What's the difference?" And I said, "Well, if I use all the original hardware, then it retains its value."
Mhm.
Because I'm able to use the same nails and things like that. So no, it's a period piece, nothing changed. or I can put new screws in it and things like that and hold it together, and it'll probably be more sound, but it loses value because you're using new hardware and old. And
Right.
so he asked me to restore it to original, keep and use all the original things. So I was able to pull the sides off and tap the nails back out, and then bend them all back straight, find new holes to put them in, and then put them back in. So the entire piece all went back together beautifully. The nails went back in, put new holes for them, and put them back in. So it's just as sturdy as it was when it was first built, and it's all original for them. So,
Oh, that's nice. I've been watching this show called The Craftsman, um, and Eric Hollenbeck is um, is the main character on it. Viviana is really important too. They both started Blue Ox Millworks, and they've done a lot of stuff for the community, for the kids that the school didn't want. They actually started a type of school for the kids because otherwise they would have just been wandering around and because they weren't going to public school from what I remember. And then he does stuff with the vets. He actually did the Lincoln hearse and used
oh,
all military vets on it. Yeah, that was crazy. And he said every piece on it meant something. It had a meaning. Like there were, I think there were 16 diamonds because he was the 16th president. The lights, the finials. I think there's finials. Anyways, things like that. And if I can find it, he wrote this book, Uncle Sam's Tour Guide Southeast Asia.
oh, cool.
He's actually, you can't really see it that much in here, but there's an antenna, and he was the radio man,
Oh,
which meant
wow.
he was nobody wanted to hang out with him because that's prime target.
Yep.
And and um, he was he was there a little over 3 years, I think, and then he had to come home because there was some kind of family thing that was going on. I don't know if his brothers passed away or if his dad did or something, and so he actually got to go home. But the poetry he writes is just incredible. It tells the story without being graphic, and and you still feel the heart in it. You feel what's going on. It's just pretty incredible. But anyways, he has a show called The Craftsman, and it's on Magnolia Station. I think they're not doing that anymore. I just got their newsletter, and they're going into YouTube.
Hmm.
And I watched the first one of that, and it looks like it's going to be really incredible. So I'm real excited for them on that. The reason I say this to you is he has the old equipment to make all the changes that need to be done for Victorian houses to restore stuff
Oh,
back
wow.
where it was. If there's pieces that are just you can't be used, they do their best to make it look like the original piece. And a lot of the tools that he has are original tools that you just can't find anymore.
Right.
It's really neat. If you get a chance to look up Blue Ox Millworks online,
Okay.
and you can see what they do there. I was going to see if I could look real quick on YouTube to see if they have would it be Blue Ox? Maybe I better put Blue Ox Millworks and see if that's it.
Yeah, one of my clients had some old chairs that were antiques from Germany, and he found a person in town that knew how to work on antiques. They got two of the chairs fixed, and then he passed away.
Oh no.
So he still had four chairs that were in bad shape that needed a lot of rework. And when I talked to him about loving messing with antiques and tinkering with them, and how that's just a hobby for me, but still love to do it. He's like, why don't you take one of these chairs home and see what you can do? And I tell you, it's a scary thing when you mess with an antique that has not only personal value to somebody, but is something that if you break it, there's no replacing. You're not gonna find it at a
You
store.
have to make
Um,
it.
you're gonna have to mill it and make it. And so,
Yeah. Yeah.
pulling this chair apart, it was funny because I had it in my second living room on a table, and I'd put clamps on it, and to kind of spread, pull it apart and get, break down the glue. And there's tricks you learn how to break down the old glue and stuff like that.
Right.
And
Right.
I'd be sitting there watching TV, and it'd be like 11 o'clock at night, and all of a sudden it would pop. And I mean, it would be like one of those reactions. Like I'd look at him there. It's a 50-50 chance I'm going to be doing mill work. Let me go look. Be like, oh, the glue gave away. Finally, I can actually start doing more work on this
Good.
chair, but it's like, you put a little pressure on there, and you just have to wait, and
Yeah.
you don't want to overdo it, because then you just put a lot of pressure on that
Oh, you
old
just break
wood,
it then.
and then you're just being destructive at that point. It's no good. And so you take,
Yeah.
it's one of those. It took me a month to do that chair, and a lot of it was just sitting out there waiting for the chair to break down so I could pull it all apart, clean it up, get everything fixed, put it all back together, and then make sure it all fit correctly and was sturdy. And so I ended up getting to do all four chairs, and
Oh,
it was an
nice.
awesome process, and a lot of fun because, like I said, they're antiques. You're messing with things that are, it's older than me,
Yeah.
older than a lot of people, and you just, like I said, you don't find even the kind of wood that was used. Would be like, good Lord, how do I find? Where am I going to find that?
Yeah. Well, and
So
then you have something like the oak and the maple that the older it gets, it's like trying to pound put a wood nail into a solid rock. I mean,
yeah,
it's just solid. Yeah, it's crazy. We had a bed frame that was my grandparents, and the one end kept falling off the leg. And so I didn't know what I was doing, obviously. And so I tried hammering it, and it's like it just bent that nail to pieces. There was no hammering that together. And
yeah.
I ended up taking it to a friend of ours who had the tools to do it right. But yeah, I've got some of the stuff that my mom had redone, and she just refinished the tops and whatnot. But it's like they're sliced wood that's glued together, and it's put on a lay so it's turned. Well, as it dries out, that wood starts to come apart, and it's like I don't even know how to fix something like that. But it must be human enough, because now that it's in the house, it's kind of all gone back together, and it's solid.
A lot of people that mess with it because
Oh yeah.
you know you take a piece that you want to tap nails out. I mean, it's a tedious process,
Yes.
and it's an appreciative art, and it's more expensive, but like I built a swing for Krista. I say built, I welded a swing for Krista, that will probably outlast a house.
Yeah.
it's it's finally welded together, and um it's done right, and it has its own frame, so it's moved from place to place with us, but it takes two people to lift it and carry it.
Oh yeah.
And it's definitely not your cheap material. And so um I love the taking the time to work with things that are a lot more difficult, because they're going to last longer.
Oh, definitely.
um I'll have to send you a picture when we get off the phone.
Okay.
But
Cool.
I made a bookshelf. I'm gonna make a second one because my daughter wants the first one, so I told
Oh,
her she
cool.
can have it.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna make a second one. But it has, the center shelves are floating, so
Wow.
um, it has the frame, and then it has a center board, but there's no full back, so the shelves only go to where the center is, and
Yeah.
so it's pretty cool.
That
But
is
yeah,
neat.
I like making my own stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool. I like those puzzle boxes. And they're usually very simple to open up. But when you first give them to somebody, they're like, oh man. And they're trying so many different ways. Sometimes it's just push up on this and slide it that way, and that's how you open it. But
Yeah.
they're a lot of fun. they're a lot of fun to have around, and they look so pretty. There's a lot of work and care that go into them. Take a look at that at Eric Hollenbeck and see some of the stuff that he does and some of the tools he has. That's pretty interesting to see. He's down at Eureka, California, but I think most of the stuff you look for is called Blue Ox Millworks.
Yeah, I
And
found this website.
oh, okay, oh good, good, yeah. But
Oh
yeah,
wow.
two craftsmen together there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just incredible. And those tools he has, it's just something else. But I want to ask you, starting out, here you had the coffee thing, you were going to go gung ho on that. And I think you were working at Walmart at the time. How did you get into doing handyman stuff for people?
So well, I mean, as kind of the joke goes, in my younger years, I didn't want to pay anybody to do stuff for me because one, well, I thought it was just way ridiculously expensive to pay somebody else to do something I could probably end up doing. So I just figured out how to do pretty much everything I ever wanted to do and just happened to be really good at it. So, um, our house that we had in East Texas, I actually did all the fixing and all the work for it to get it back on the market, get it to sell. And I really enjoyed doing that. So when I left the retail world and really just wanted to do something different in my life, I got a job working at Oklahoma County Jail as a detention officer, focused on getting my MBA. And then we moved up here. Um, and with COVID and the problems that I have with short-term memory problems, didn't really sit well for me to try to put myself in a high up company or something like that and
Right.
be forgetful because that doesn't do them any good. So, um, I started thinking about the fact that because I've been working with my hands for since I was a kid, but really focusing on, the my adult life, how much I love doing it. It was kind of second nature to be able to do those kind of things and repair things and um, fix them. So I worked at Walmart and so I could pay the bills so Krista could get her real estate license.
Right.
And told her once she got full time, she started selling houses that I was going to go and do something I loved. And so I followed my licenses and got my insurance and then reached out to a few people to see, what work needed to be done. And happened to be that one of Chris's clients bought a house and it needed to be some of the things needed to be fixed up and changed for him. And um, got really nervous because I said, as much as I want to keep working at Walmart part time and do this part time, I really think I can do it full time.
Yeah.
Um, and that's a scary transition for a lot of people because if you don't have the support system, like I supported Krista so that she could go full time
Right.
in an industry that's 100% commission. You're not making money, you know, on a regular basis until you actually sell the house. So, but I had that support to be able to say, okay, go full time and make it work. And every time I ever got nervous about whether or not I was going to have enough business for the next 3 months or whatever, all of a sudden my phone just start ringing and I've never worried about business. I mean, I'm probably got customers to carry me out enough indoor work to keep me busy all winter and still have spring customers that are waiting
All
for me to do
right.
work next spring. So, I've been very fortunate, but the scariest transition was definitely going from um, working a retail world where you have a job, you have hours, you get a certain amount of pay, so you know what you're going to make to figuring out a hustle. And I love doing small jobs. As a matter of fact, one of the clients, and I don't know that we've necessarily parted ways, but she just had a bunch of small work. And when I started doing these bigger houses, she was shocked. She was like, "Well, I thought you only did small work." And I said, "Well, I did, but when I started doing these larger houses and the joy I get from doing that, I'm not gonna." pass them up. But yeah, some of the smaller jobs that I have to pass on because I can't, there's not a way for me to sometimes fit them into um, my timeline that they need. Um, if I tell them I'm 6 weeks away from being able to do it, and they're like, I need it done tomorrow. Sorry.
Right, right,
Uh, I've got commitments to, other clients. And then, but in between jobs, I still have so many small jobs that I have a lot of customers that won't use anybody else because they love my work. So when I do not have a house that I'm working on or something like that, I have tons of work to keep me busy. And,
oh, that's awesome.
if I'm waiting on materials and I'm like, oh, I have a down day, I don't have, a whole lot to do today. Oh, I have a list of people to go do work for.
So you
So
don't get a
there's
down day.
there's never really a down day.
No.
And I think a lot of it has to do with the integrity behind what I do. A lot of it has to do with kind of an under promise type thing. I hate over promising and under delivering.
Right, right.
That is my biggest, like, gives me more anxiety than anything to tell somebody I'll do something or I'll be somewhere and then I have to cancel that or change it. But I have wonderful customers and clients that totally understand that sometimes life happens and you gotta do what you gotta do. So
Oh, that's so cool. So you talked about, short-term memory. Does that interfere with your work, or have you found a workaround with it?
I make a lot of notes and I keep a lot of calendars, and Krista is amazing at reminding me of everything,
Oh, good.
including a, including a color coded calendar we use, so that way I know what Ryan has going on, what she has going on,
Okay.
and what I have
Oh,
going on. Um, as far as the work, that's never impacted me because that's something I've long term I've done forever. So no real impact there, but
yeah.
um, but I have to write things down. So like if I have a conversation with somebody, I'll make notes because if I don't write it down, I will
Yep.
forget. I'll have no
I know that
idea.
one.
And then I'll get a call and they'll be like, I thought you were coming over. And I'll be like, for what? And then they would explain to me, I'm like, and then I'll be like, oh my gosh, okay, yeah, let me drop what I'm doing and get over there, So I just have to be diligent about, keeping after what I'm doing and making notes and calendars and like I rarely ever close down my computer and like shut it off because I usually have a lot of tabs open and most of
Right.
those tabs have things I'm doing for customers. So if I see that tab, I go, oh yeah, I'm working on this project. I need to make sure I order those materials, or oh, I have that. I need to go get it out of the storage unit and get it ready so that I can take it to that job. And so that's kind of just what I've done to
Good.
business wise to keep me on track.
Cool. Cool. Well, so much for taking the time to talk with me and
Absolutely.
share. And I'm so glad y'all are doing so well. I'm glad you're doing what you love. That's just so wonderful.
Yeah, it's definitely a blessing to be able to be in an industry that I love and want to wake up every day and go do it.
Yeah,
And so it's that I get to do my hobby for a living.
that's awesome. And get paid for it.
Yeah. Now if I can just get better at golf,
Yeah, there you go. Know some people, but they're down here.
Thank you for joining us today on Wisdom on the Front Porch with your host, Ellis Kirkpatrick. You can find us on our website, wisdomonthefrontporch.com, see previous episodes of the podcast, and view issues of the magazine. Did you know you can submit questions, leave reviews, or suggest topics? You can also tell us where your favorite front porch location is and what it means to you. We hope you gain value and insight from today's or previous talks. We appreciate your support for us so we can continue to provide value and expertise to you and others. Subscribe to Wisdom on the Front Porch magazine and join in next week when we bring you another great insight into the world of entrepreneur culture and lifestyle. Make today a great day. Always believe that something wonderful is going to happen.